Hello folks, a proper rant this time, and just a little update. I will be going to ShudoCon. I probably won't be going to OhioCon this year, because just crazy shit's happening at house, and recently moving back into my old residence, as you can see. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Anyway, I've been working on some things, like this. That's going to be a PKE meter for my upcoming Ghostbusters cosplay. But anyway, Jonathan Mann, who I think should change his name to Jonathan Mangina, recently made a video called We Are Not Jack Thompson. It's just one of several videos that he has made to criticize the movement Gamergate, including a video where he mocks a feminist by saying that she's not a real feminist, which is funny because she actually is a real feminist. She's just not a feminist that sees rape culture and sensationalizes every fucking thing. You see, she is a second-wave feminist. She isn't a fucking hipster douchebag third-wave feminist. And by the way, while we're on the topic of hipsters, isn't it kind of funny how hipsters are supposed to be deviants of the norm, non-conforming people, and yet they all look the fucking same? Just saying. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this and Gamergate for a few minutes here. You see, the song title is called We Are Not Jack Thompson. And the basic gist of it is, we're not trying to take your games away, we're not trying to demonize everybody, yada yada yada. And I think this comment sums it up better than I could. It says, of course you're not Jack Thompson. You just use the fact that you receive death threats and harassment to push your agenda, like Jack Thompson, and generalize your critics by the foolish minority among them to do so, like Jack Thompson, and outright use cherry-picked statistics to push the idea that video games cause violence, like Jack Thompson. But anyway, I will argue with them that no, they are not Jack Thompson. They're worse. You see, Jack Thompson actually was able to get a fucking law degree to do what he did. And he also had the intelligence to not claim to be a gamer. He was actually very blatant about his ideas, that he wanted to get rid of games, that he wanted to abolish games, that he hated gamers, that he wasn't himself a gamer. You guys, on the other hand, are worse than that. Because you're basically a wolf in sheep's clothing. Within the song, Jonathan says, we want games like Call of Duty and Depression Quest to exist. And as I've said in the video on my comment, someone called NASA because my sides are in fucking orbit. And I say that because they don't want them to coexist. You don't want games to coexist with Depression Quest. You want games to be exactly like Depression Quest. Non-games. Non-games that have that try pathetically to infuse social commentary into a field which quite frankly doesn't need it. Games are meant to be fantasy. Games are meant to be inject yourself in a fantastical world, not to be told to check your privilege, you cis fucking scum. And as I've said before, I'm willing to believe you that you are not Jack Thompson, because Jack Thompson, at the very least, managed to get a law degree and become a lawyer. You assholes just sit on your fat fucking asses and have people hand you money for your Patreon account for doing nothing. Literally nothing. And I think the cherry on the shit sundae is at the end of this video, where Anita Sarkeesian pops out from the corner and has this shit-eating grin on her face. And in fact, I'm going to show you the picture right here. This one picture alone, I think, sums it up better than I think anyone else could. Look at that shit-eating grin on her face. She knows she's a fucking coward, and she's proud of it. You see, Anita will swear up and down that she's deleting comments and refusing to have people comment on her videos because she's afraid of the misogyny. She's afraid of all the sexist rape culture trolls that keep trying to go after her, despite the fact that she brags about the trolls going after her every time she goes to a fucking TED Talk or a convention. And yet, when she gets home, when she and other people like her get home, after bragging about all the hate they get, suddenly they're about as helpless as a fucking newborn kitten, and have to have people do everything for them. And this is proof of that. She refuses, absolutely refuses, to head-on talk about the critiques that she has gotten without either ignoring it completely or passing it off as some insane dude bro conspiracy theory. And yet, when she does want to engage in conversation, she has other people do it for her, like with Jonathan Mangina here. She refuses to head-on talk about the critiques unless someone else does the work for her. And she knows this, and she's proud of that fact. But you want to know the thing I love the most about Gamergate? This whole fiasco happening? It's this. If Gamergate was a movement filled with losers and people who don't matter, and the gamers are dead and gamers are destroyed and all this other shit, if gamers are so insignificant, why do they try so hard to fight back? Why does the anti-side try so hard to fight back? I mean, they've got mainstream media and the Colbert Report on her ass, and yet it did nothing. It's done nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, they still have their sponsors pulled. They still lost a shitload of money. They still have they still had people leave. So what possible damage could they done to us? Can they do to us that hasn't been done to them? You see, what they're trying to do is like, forgive the nerdy reference here, but what they're trying to do is like laying down a trap. Someone just used the shower. What they're trying to do is like in Yu-Gi-Oh, laying down your trap card after all of your hit points have vanished. If Jonathan Mangina sees this video, he's probably going to make a song about it, just like he did with Ace Salieri. And if that happens, it'll be the happiest goddamn day of my life. So, take it easy, guys. BigAl over and out.